Hey, welcome to the First Lady Point of View show, everyone. I'm your host, the First Lady Felicia K. This is where you can expect culture, music, news, reviews, fashion, and exclusive interviews. So stick around. We got an exclusive that you definitely don't want to miss right after this.
You tuned in. First Lady Point of View. First Lady Point of View. You tuned in. It's the First Lady Point of View. First Lady Point of View. Culture, music, news, reviews. You tuned in. It's the First Lady Point of View. You tuned in. First Lady Point of View.
All right, welcome back to the show, everyone. Today we have a very special guest in the building. Today we have an author, and his name is Carl L. Thornton Jr.
Yes.
So thank you so much, King, for reaching out and being on the show today. How are you?
I am outstanding. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, well, it's my pleasure. We want to get into all the things. I want to touch base on a little bit of everything you do.
Okay.
I know the primary reason that we're here is mastering me, myself, and I.
Yes,
all right.
yes.
And you told me before we got started today, this is actually your second book.
Yep, second book.
Okay, and what is the name of your first book?
The
I want to plug
first
that real
book
quick.
is called The Secret of Thinking and Growing Rich.
Okay.
So it's more of a journal style that I probably should have did them in a different order, because this book kind of leads to the journaling and mindfulness and meditation. But yeah, the first one's like a journal.
Okay, so now let's back up a little bit and do things in order.
Yes.
Tell everybody where you're originally from.
I am originally born in Oakland,
Okay,
California.
okay.
Came out into Sacramento in 1989.
Okay.
So I've been here going on 34, 35
Your whole adult
years,
life,
my whole
basically.
adult life. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm from Sacramento. I consider myself a Sacramentan.
Okay. Okay, I like that.
Yes.
Do you frequent Oakland? Do you go back a lot?
Not too much. Most of my family moved out here.
Okay.
Plus, on top of that, the people that I did know out there is you know.
Yeah, I know how I go. I
Yeah,
get it.
you know what I mean.
I
So
get it and I understand.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't visit a whole lot. When I do go out there, we do family reunions, we
Hit
do
and miss.
barbecues. Yeah, every once in a while. But I don't just go out there to go hang out. No.
Okay, I respect that. All right, now let's see. What inspired you personally to create Me, Myself, and I?
So believe it or not, the first words I wrote for that book was in 2016.
Oh.
So we're talking almost.
So this was cultivated.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and at the time I was going through a divorce.
Okay.
And I could just remember I was at a time in my life where I didn't know myself. I didn't love myself, right? And I can remember vividly, there's a couple of moments that really opened my eyes. Number one, I couldn't remember the last time I was happy.
Oh.
And I was thinking to myself, I was like, I'm sad, I'm depressed, had a couple of crazy thoughts, right? And I'm just thinking to myself, like, why am I putting myself through this, right? I can't remember the last time I actually smiled, the last time I was genuinely happy, and I actually forgot what it felt like to be happy. So right then and there, I made the decision. I was like, you know what? I'm going to take my happiness. I'm going to be happy. And I started to write it, and the original title was The Day I Found Me and Myself. That was actually the beginning title, but I didn't think, from then to now is a little bit different. I thought Mastering Me, Myself, and I was a little bit of a catchier sort of a title, so that's how that book was birthed.
Okay, so it was all about the self-work.
All about the self-worth, yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
okay. I get it. So tell me a little bit about the cover. What about this artwork?
So the artwork is, we're always trying to figure things out, right? We're this puzzle piece. Even, when we take a deep dive into ourselves, we're always trying to put these pieces together to become maybe who we're going to be, or just that whole person of who we think we should be. And Mastering Me, Myself, and I, so me is going to be the desire, is going to be the wants, is going to be the dreamer in you, right? And myself is going to be the person that is my belief system, right? And I is going to be the action, right? So
Okay.
it's like a progressive thing. So it's me, myself, and then here I am, right? When we step on the stage, this is who I am, right? And it's kind of a clever twist, but I think the way I wanted to make it is, I just wanted to make it so that way people can really understand it, really resonate with it, and then say, hey, I can go through these 3 stages to get to who I am supposed to be.
Okay, so you've been working on this book since 2016.
Yep.
Did you take pauses and
Absolutely.
have to
Absolutely.
reset? Okay,
Absolutely.
okay.
So I made the mistake of thinking to myself, I haven't been through enough adversity, right? So I'm like, okay, people aren't gonna, I don't have any validation, right? I haven't been through enough in my life to be able to be an expert on something, right? I was young in my business life. I'm sort of a serial entrepreneur. I probably own like 10, 11 businesses. I actually own 2 right now. But just going through that journey, I didn't face a whole lot of adversity. I didn't go through a whole lot of failures that I, really paid attention to. And to me, failure is the way you're going to be successful. You have to fail your way to success. And one of the biggest chapters in the book is on failure and actually fear. And fear, a lot of the times, is one of those things that we don't pay attention to. It really sneaks up on us in some way, shape, or form in our life, whether it's the lack of confidence, right? The fear of criticism, the fear of loss of a loved one. There's so many different fears that play a part that when we are kind of developing me, myself, and I, when we're getting there, sometimes fear stops us from saying, here I am, right? We'll get to a certain point, and when it's time to unveil the curtain and be who we are, that fear just say, you know what, maybe later, or maybe I'm not good enough, or maybe it's time to continue to work on this product a little bit more. I really kind of, I took an approach of learning myself for about 10 years. Like I just really wanted to learn everything about myself, what made me tick. What was my attitude like? What was my relationship with people like? The way I talk to people. And it's kind of led me to where I am now. And I'm still growing. I'm not done.
So what would you say would be your process of embracing the fear? Do you embrace the fear, or do you just, you kind of give me the feeling that you embrace it now.
Yeah, now I do, yeah.
But it didn't start out that way.
Yeah, okay. But it's something, we're always going to, it's something that you never really get rid of.
Right,
it's like,
fear of the unknown is
exactly.
all of us, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's, you start a new business. Like, for instance, I got a brand new product that I'm developing in one of my businesses. And it's like one of those things where it's like, it's done, but is it perfect? Should I let people see it? Should I go back to develop? So it's a fear, but it's hitting me in a different way where it's like, I should just say, it's good enough to go out to market, let the people tell me exactly what it is that I need to learn from it, and then I can fix it from there versus trying to make it perfect. It'll never be perfect. And I might even end up not even releasing this product or showing people what this is because I'm trying to find a way to make this thing perfect. Right. So, I hope I answered your question.
No, you did. You did.
Yeah.
Is basically is I face it head on and let the chips fall where they may.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I want to back up a little bit because you said you're kind of like a serial entrepreneur, right? You also you work with children.
Yes.
You do activism work with children or leadership? What is it exactly?
Mentorship.
Okay.
Yeah, so I partner with a nonprofit organization, PWT, based out in Sacramento.
Okay.
Really good friends with the CEO and CFO, Mr. Kevin Brown and Cindy Brown. Fantastic people.
Okay.
And they've given me the opportunity to help them with some of their needs when it comes to the youth. So I actually just wrapped up a marijuana awareness and prevention class where I was teaching them everything about the way marijuana is nowadays, because when I was younger, it was a completely different game.
Yeah.
Now THC levels are extremely high. You can OD on it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is crazy.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, I used to be able to smoke as much weed as I wanted to.
Look, either you had bunk weed or you had chronic.
Yeah.
Nothing in between.
Exactly, right? Now they got weed that target specific parts of your body, indica, sativa. But then, we're talking about vape pens now, right? So we're adding in another added danger, right? Now we're mixing other chemicals and metals and aluminum and all these other chemicals, while we're trying to get high, right? And a lot of these kids, they don't pay attention to what they're putting into their body. Even, smoking weed nowadays can be the last time you ever done something, right? I've known people that got a lace batch with some fentanyl, and that was the last time they've ever done it, and they've been smoking for all their life, right? So you just don't know exactly when that last time is, and I want these kids to understand, we're going to experiment, right? But we need to experiment and be extremely cautious of what we're experimenting with,
But
because
how do they even do that nowadays?
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
You don't even know, like, yeah.
Yeah, and it's a crazy world out there, because, I even told them, and I didn't even know this until I started teaching the class, that the fully synthetic fentanyl, 2 milligrams, which is pretty much 2 grains of salt, can be lethal, right? And it's like, that just blew my mind. I'm like, 2 grains of salt?
Yeah,
right?
that is
So
mind-blowing.
now you understand why, like, some of these officers, or when they're dealing with this stuff, they're so cautious. They got to wear masks and hazmat suits and all that, because if you put more than 2 grains of salt in something, which, these aren't street chemists that are really paying attention to the amount of fentanyl that they're putting in it just to get you higher, right? They're putting in whatever they think should go with it, right?
Right.
And it's extremely dangerous, and you can touch it and die. You can inhale it and die. If you're in contact with it in any way, shape, or form, that can be your last time. So I would rather them not turn to drugs in any way, shape, or form. And if they do, they definitely need to
Be educated
yes,
as how dangerous
yes,
it is.
exactly.
So did you have to take a course to find out these? Because, see, I'm getting educated right now.
Yeah.
At my big grown age, I didn't know the grain of salt thing. I didn't know that now they're adding it to all these other things.
Yep.
How did you get so knowledgeable about it? Did you have to take a course before you can teach it, or you just
No,
dove in on your
so
own?
we actually partnered with another nonprofit organization, and they had a curriculum that was from Stanford University.
Okay.
So they did all the research and all that, right?
Okay.
And I was presenting it to the kids, but I was giving them an added twist from experience.
Okay.
Right. A good friend of mine passed away last year due to fentanyl at work, right? He smoked almost every day, right? And one time you get a bad batch,
That's all
and
it
then
takes.
that's it, right? And then I'm just giving them stories like that. And there's another story of another friend of mine who was a security guard. You just smoke at work or whatever the case may be, and he's smoking, and it was laced with fentanyl, and he's pretty much dying in his car. And the only reason why he survived is because somebody was looking for him, and they found him in his car, and he was dying. And he ended up getting medical attention, and he's fine now. But, you just never know, because there's people that are professional weed smokers, right, that are affected by this. And there's no dealer that's going to say, hey, here's some Narcan to go with this just in case I put too much fentanyl in there.
Yeah.
They're saying this is going to be the next batch to make somebody extremely high, and they come back and buy from me, pretty much, right?
Okay.
So it all boils down to money.
If they live to get to that point.
Exactly.
Wow, it's so tricky out here. That's a lot.
It's a lot, yes.
Yeah, to digest. Now, what is the age group of the youth that you do?
12 to 20.
That's good.
Yes.
Because that's
where
that age, right?
I started when I was about 12.
What, smoking weed?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I don't do it no more.
I mean, yeah, you could tell your skin is glowing, King. You didn't even have to tell me that you drink your water, you eat right, you get your rest. Absolutely.
I try. Yeah. I try.
Oh man. So are the individuals, are they mixed? Is the group mixed, or do you guys break it up in by age?
So it's mixed, right? So we have
That's good.
We got some 12-year-olds in there, and then we had some 20-year-olds in there, and we had everything in between, from junior high schoolers to high schoolers. And the reason why we did that is because these older kids have a certain amount of experience that sometimes maybe they call me an old head, right? Well, maybe you can listen to somebody that's a little bit older than you that may have tried it and can, pass down some of that knowledge, or just peers, just in general, right? Sometimes we got to have people around people that they relate to. And one of my businesses now is marketing and advertising, and we really cover that a lot, because the big industry, sometimes they target these younger people by deceptive ads, right? We got Jolly Ranchers, we got the bright colors, we got the sour this and sour that, we got gummy bears, right? So they're not targeting me because, I eat gummy bears. I enjoy it.
Who don't eat a I eat here and there?
Exactly. Yeah, you know what I mean? I enjoy a good gummy bear or some sour worms every once in a while, but it's not for me. It's for these young people. And what I try to tell them is, just being in marketing and advertising, they don't want you now. They want you a little bit later. Yeah. They want you when you feel like you can get access to the stuff. It's going to pop up in your head. And, I remember the sour bears. Oh, I got a chance to do some of these sour bears like I seen on TV, or I seen on YouTube, or I seen one of these influencers, right? So, it's really just, it's awareness, right? Really wanted them to be aware of what they're dealing with, so that way they can make the best informed decision for their life going forward. And you don't have to have you don't have to be impaired to have fun.
Right.
I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do none of that stuff. And when I go out, I have just as much fun as everybody else without the hangover now.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's what I try to tell them.
I love that. I love
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Oh man, thank you for that insight. We're gonna get ready to take a break, and then we're gonna
Okay.
come back, and we're gonna talk a little bit more about the book.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
we had to get into that about them youth. That was important to me, and I was
Yeah.
real impressed when I found out that that was a part
Thank
of
you.
your resume.
Yes.
I love it. I love when people give back to the kids. It's
Absolutely.
important because they only gonna go the way that we teach them, right?
Yes,
All right.
absolutely.
So we'll be right back after this. We got the author, none other than Mr. Carl L. Thornton himself, Jr. That is, in the building. So come back after this short break.
Access Sacramento.
Hey, First Lady Felicia K. We would like to invite you all to come out to Cast and Crew on May the 6th from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. right here at the Coloma Center. All right, now, it doesn't matter your experience or your background. We would love to have you out to come and be a part, whether it's to volunteer, come get your acting on, whatever the case may be. We'd love to see you.
Culture, music, news, reviews.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. If you're just now tuned in, you missed a treat, but don't worry, we got you on the playbacks, YouTube, and all your favorite apps, all right? We got none other than Mr. Carl L. Thornton Jr. in the building today, and we're talking about his new book. This is book number 2, and it's called Mastering Me, Myself, and I. So make sure you go on Amazon and get that book. It's a good read, you guys. I haven't finished it yet, but you guys definitely need this book in your life. And we're going to talk a little bit about something that you, I could say as one of your mottos, right?
Yes.
And that's you are the asset.
Yep.
Tell me a little bit about that.
So to me, you are the business
Okay.
at any time in your life, whether you're going to go work for somebody, whether you're an entrepreneur, business owner, whatever the case may be, you are the asset. Wherever you go, you're always going to be representing yourself, right?
Okay.
And when you step into a building and somebody's looking to hire someone, they're looking for someone to contribute, and you are the asset in any situation, right? And to me, you have to carry yourself that way. You have to carry yourself as if you are that business, because at the end of the day, you're the business of you. You're the CEO of you. So how you conduct yourself, how do you treat yourself, how do you treat other people, what kind of impression, right? And even on the subtitle there, make yourself magnetic. How do you draw people to you, you know, in order for you to get what you want out of life, or just become a valuable person or a valuable asset to whatever said company or, you know, even your own business.
Okay. So now, do you always walk it like you talk it in that regard, or do you sometimes, I had a recent guest and we talked a little bit about suffering from imposter syndrome. Do you sometimes find yourself in that space again? I think, me personally, I think, I want you to tell me from your perspective though, because you seem to be the expert in this lane, that mental thing that we play with ourselves. I think most people, we struggle with that the more you see success. Do you
Yes.
find that to be the case?
So imposter syndrome to me, and I had that in the book when it came to fear, because that's another fear of us, right? It's like you built all this up, right? Or you're trying to fake it until you make it, so to speak, right? But then when you get there, it's like, I don't feel like I'm really that, right?
Right.
But at the end of the day, that's another fear that we just have to push through, because if you work hard enough, you're not an imposter. As long as you can back it up with your education, you can back it up with facts, you can back it up with your actions, then you're not an imposter, right? But some educated people, some people that are prepared, they still suffer from that imposter syndrome, and then what happens? They turn around and go back and be safe. Right. So when you're dealing with that imposter syndrome, it makes you go back to what you think is safe versus stepping out and showing people exactly who you are and what you're capable of. And to me, it's just like, I look forward to failure.
Yeah.
I look for the next fail, right? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna fail. I'm gonna learn from it. And I just wish they taught us this type of stuff in school,
I
rather
agree.
than, you know, if we were to able, like when I break it down to the youth about failing, because they're scared, they're so scared to fail that sometimes
Everybody
they're
is, though.
exactly, and they get paralyzed, right? So I tell them, I break it down like this: like, what if you were given a test and you really couldn't study for it a whole lot, but you got the test and you took the test and you failed the test, but then they gave you all the answers to the test and then let you retake the test? Would you pass? And each time they say, yeah. And I'm like, why? Because I got the answers. Well, that's with life. If you go out and you fail, you're pretty much getting the answers to life. You just got to be paying attention to it.
Yeah.
So if you're smart, you look for the failure, because that's going to be the next opportunity to succeed, because you have all the answers for all the things that you did wrong.
you know what didn't work.
Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
okay, I love that.
Yeah.
All right, now, how does the misalignment between desire and belief action show up in your everyday life?
Because my dreams are wild.
Okay.
Right. My
okay.
dreams are, it's like, they're so big sometimes that it's like, I couldn't possibly do something like that. Right. And I have to curb that sometimes. And then I have to understand that I can't just teleport to, I believe I can do it, but I can't just teleport to the end game.
Right.
I have to take steps. And I do struggle with taking steps, right?
Do you?
I absolutely struggle with taking steps.
Is it because you look for a shortcut, or is it because I want to get it done?
I want to get it done.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
anxious, right?
Okay.
I'm like, I see this in my head. I know what it's going to look like when I get there. I want to get there now, right? So instead of trying to take the steps sometimes, and sometimes I really got to check myself. I have to do like a step 1, step 2, step
Gotcha.
3,
Gotcha.
right? And that really helps. And also just being quiet sometimes. Just sometimes I'll sit in my office. I have my nice little lights in there, right? And I'll just chill.
Yeah.
I won't do nothing, and I'll just meditate.
Let your mind do it.
Let your mind do it.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, like, a lot of people don't, number one, we're not quiet enough to even get any sort of information that's valuable to us.
Right.
That's where all the creative energy comes from. When you have a problem, if you're quiet enough for a certain amount of time, you're going to get the answer. I can give you a story. I had a Mercedes, right? Very expensive key, and I lost the key. I had no clue where it was. I was looking for that key for almost a month and a half, and I didn't want to buy another one. It was expensive, so I was like, you know what? I might just break down and buy it. And I kid you not, I was just kind of sitting back. I was just doing my thing. I'm laying back and I'm just chilling and got my eyes closed, and I got a picture of a shirt pocket. And I was like, oh, that don't really make no sense. I don't even know what this is all about. So I go to my mom's house, because that's where I had it parked at, and I go in the closet, and my key was in my dad's shirt pocket. Don't even know how it happened, because I used to hang my key up in that same room, and he must have came in there, and it must have hit his shirt and fell into his pocket, and he hung it up.
No
So,
biggie.
Biggie. Yeah, he didn't even know, and I just was like, shirt pocket? I don't even have it. I don't wear a whole lot of shirts with pockets like that anyway. I know
you
he
got
did.
the quarter button up.
Yeah, exactly. And then, it was just one of the weirdest, most bizarre things, right? And, going through my divorce, what I decided to do, I wanted to study, number one, I'm a firm believer in God, and I wanted to study just how the communication happens, right? Because there are so many inventions. When you just look around, everything started off with a thought in some way, shape, or form. Something as simple as this cup. And we got airplanes that fly in the sky. We got helicopters. We got cars, electric cars. We got cameras, right? And it's like, how do people come up with some of these ideas? And I just made it my lifelong journey to figure out exactly how people are creative, right?
Yeah.
How people come up with some of these ideas. And what I found was there's that connection to the universe that we all have if we just be quiet. Be still and just let that information come. Sometimes just ask a question and just be still, and you'll be surprised what happens.
Oh man. Okay, now this is you know what? I'm going to go off of this because I want you to tell me authentically.
Mm-hmm.
What is the biggest takeaway you want individuals to take from this
From
book,
the book.
Mastering Me, Myself, and I?
Mindfulness and meditation.
Okay.
And
The
just being quiet.
importance. Okay.
Yeah, for any situation. It works for pretty much anything. Relationships, right? My wife, she's a marriage family therapist.
Okay.
And
That you know what? So you cheating a little bit.
a little bit.
Yeah, because that's that insight.
But me
From
and her,
that line of work.
we bump heads a lot.
Really?
Oh, a lot. And mainly because she took a different path. I take the path of I'll let you go to school and get educated for it, and I'll just buy your book and read it, right?
Okay.
So I'll buy the doctor's book. I'll buy the people with, you know what I mean? She'll go to school. She has a master's degree, a bachelor's degree, associate. So she has 3 degrees, right? I'm not a degree holder. I don't have degrees, but what I do have is a plethora of knowledge for things that I've went out and
that you were
decided.
passionate about.
Exactly. When I was younger, I wasn't much of a I probably would have been a much further along if I decided that I was going to start learning.
Okay.
And when I started to learn, I just wanted to learn everything. And then mindfulness and meditation was probably one of the biggest game changers for me. You'll see that in the book, I don't know how many times. Every chapter, the first thing it starts off with is it'll tell you what the chapter is. Mindfulness and meditation plays a key role into such and such. And it really does.
Well, we would have never known that you were not a college graduate. You didn't even have to disclose because you are very articulate and you're knowledgeable.
Yeah.
Like,
I actually take it back. I did go to college. I do have a degree in sound engineering and music production.
that matter.
But yeah, it's
I'm a
but
music
it's,
person.
Oh, okay.
That matter.
Okay,
That's big
I got
to
you.
me.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's not in that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I had to find that out myself. I was like, I'll figure it out. I don't want to have to do all the prerequisites and all that. I just want to go straight to the source. So that's what I did.
I can't with you. Thank you so much, King, for stopping by and blessing us today. I want you to look right here, number 3, when that red light come on, and I want you to tell everybody where they can get the book and how they can get involved with you on your social sites.
All
and
right.
If they have kids, if you want to tell them about how they can get involved with you. I don't know about if they can sign up for that, but whatever you want them to know, go right there and let them know.
Absolutely. So you can buy my book on Amazon.com. You can just you can just type in Mastering Me, Myself, and I. Or if you're interested in the other book, it's The Secret of Thinking and Growing Rich. You can follow me on YouTube, the Just Us Network. I have a YouTube channel. I have a podcast. I do all that stuff. You can follow me on Facebook, Carl Thornton Jr., and on Instagram, 5diamond_adco. And, if you guys have kids, if you are formerly incarcerated and you're looking for workforce opportunities, you can go to pwt.org. I'm actually the creative director for them, and they will get you right with a free workforce training program, 10 weeks, and we get you placed as well. So we're just doing a whole lot of stuff out here in the community.
Thank you so much. Thank you for
problem.
sharing that. And thank you for stopping by. We appreciate you wholeheartedly. And I appreciate you and applaud you in all your efforts and everything that you're doing to make it a better place out here for the kids, especially. That's important to me. I love when I see that. And just keeping them aware of the dangers of the poor choices if they do decide to make them, that they can have consequences.
Dangers of drugs. That's the name of the podcast.
Okay. Oh, you know what?
Yep.
Hey, I didn't know that.
Yep.
I love that. Look at that. See?
There we go.
All
we
right.
got it.
All right. You got to get your wife in here next to get her point of view on the whole psyche of it all.
Yes.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, she'll disagree with everything I'm saying.
Hey, that's
but
okay.
Get her in there though.
Teamwork make the dream work still. All right, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I want to thank none other than Mr. Carl L. Thornton Jr. for stopping by today and talking to us about Mastering Me, Myself, and I. Make sure you guys get involved. The book is on Amazon, like he said, and follow him on all the social platforms. But until next time, reach back for those that are coming up behind you and pay homage to those who did it before you. It's free, and you'll feel good about yourself. Peace, one love. May God bless your hustle, and we are out of here.
You tuned in. First Lady point of view. First Lady point of view. You tuned in. It's the First Lady point of view. First Lady point of view. Culture, music, news, reviews.